Hello my house, I'm Athina and I'm grateful that you're here with me. Today I'm going to be talking about why you should not ask the same question over a short time span. And I mean questions for tarot or oracle readings or any other types of divination. So this is something that a lot of people fall into, even the most even people that have worked with tarot and other divinations for a long time, because it is something that can be overlooked or forgotten about. And I have experienced this happening, and so I've learned about it. So what I'm being talking about today, this video, is my opinion and what I have learned over the years. So you may not agree with me, that's totally fine. I would love to hear your perspective on why this should not be a problem. So when I talk about questions about that you ask tarot or any other divination over a short time span, I mean like questions like, will my ex come back? Who is my soulmate? Or will I get promoted? Will I find success in my career? And other questions that we deem really important, and we would love to hear information about that. And a short time frame of asking those questions, because they are such an important thing, is when you ask them over a week's time again, or even 2 weeks. Questions like this need time to unfold, and even sometimes 2 to 3 months could be seen as too short. Some tarot readers that I know of really say and suggest that if you want to get a reading about a topic that is so important, and you should wait at least 3 months, sometimes even 6, and there are some readers that even suggest to wait for 9 months, especially regarding relationships, because first of all, it is not good obsessing over those topics, and second of all, they need time to unfold. Like if you want to build a YouTube channel or any other social media account, there is a high chance that you're not going to be successful from one day or another. Like for example, my channel, you see my channel is small, and I've been doing this now for soon, let me think, 4 years. I think I started in 2022. So I did not become one of those success stories from one day to another. I'm putting in a lot of work, a lot of effort over a course of years, and hopefully it will someday bear the fruits of my hard work. So it is important to know that some things need time to unfold, especially when it comes to romantic relationships or even career or building something up from the ground. It's not always that it's going to be from today to tomorrow. So then there is the thing of what you get from the reading. Tarot and other divination tools are interesting, and it's nice that we can have guidance from them to explore the future and possibilities that are here. But I'd like to remind you that there is still divine timing, and we all know and have probably heard divine timing before in any other videos, and most of us probably don't like it because we get frustrated because we don't receive what we want immediately. Unfortunately, this is part of life, and divine timing is something that needs to happen. So it is like this, that sometimes there are things that need to happen before we can receive something, before that something becomes a reality. And there is also every tarot reader as well has a different way of communicating the messages that come through the cards or any other divination method. So when you receive your reading, some people know exactly what they have to do afterwards and take action on this immediately. Other people will have a hard time processing all those information and need time to process it first, and later on take action on what they have received. And so everyone is different. I have read cards for myself. When I looked at the cards, I was like, okay, I don't get what this is about. It looks like there is nothing I can do right now. So I wrote everything down that I had from this, and I just waited, because it was not calling me to do and take any action. It was just there to, hey, this is something that is going to happen. Just make sure that you're prepared. Or even if you are not able to prepare for everything that comes in life, it is something that will stick with you in the back of your mind. And when it happens, it will make sense. And so it is totally fine that when you receive a reading, you don't get get a guidance of what you need to do, but rather than sit with what you have received and reflect upon this. And now let's see this topic from a perspective of a person that is doing the reading, like from my perspective as a tarot reader or an oracle reader or any other types of divinations that I do. Now imagine someone comes to you and asks, when will I find love and who is it? Now you get the reading from this person. But after the reading, you were not satisfied with it. Something is keeping you bothered. So the next day you go to maybe another person, another reader, and ask the same question again. Now you have two readings, but unfortunately both say something completely different from each other. Now you are left wondering, and you are also more confused because you want to get the tarot reading to gain some more clarity and guidance. But now with those two readings, it's like they are contradicting itself. It could be that they are contradicting itself. And now you go on a quest to find another reader and see what they say, and then there's some more information, some that fits the first reading, some that fits the second reading. Maybe you got to another reader, and so on and so on, and at the end of the day you are left with more questions and no clarity and confused. So this could happen, of course. So the thing is that at the end you didn't know who and which reading to trust. And now it's time for you, as the person that is seeking those readings, to really ask yourself, how would you take action after receiving a reading before you jump to another reading, to negate having contradicting readings and more confusion than clarity. And I talked about it from a perspective of a tarot reader, but what I meant is this is at the perspective of someone that is getting the reading there. The tarot reader perspective comes later. So if you are, it is an advice from me, but before you take any actions on getting another reading, just sit with the information you've got. Maybe not the day you've got the reading. Maybe wait for a day or two to pass and reread the reading, or rewatch the reading if you received it as a video. And really sit there and reflect. How can you take action after this reading before you go and search for another reading? Because sometimes the information that you receive needs time for your brain to process, for it to arrive really fully in your body and your heart. And if you still need clarity, then it is so much more helpful if you ask another tarot reader different types of questions. Like, for example, you received the reading, you let it sit with you for a time, you reflected upon it. There was still some things that you didn't gain clarity on. So instead of asking the same questions, ask questions that follow up on the reading that you have received, so that you can gain clarity on those specific places. It means that you're not asking the same questions, and you will receive different answers that you can use to build with the reading that you have received previously. And so you avoid repeating the same questions and getting confused, and you also honor both your own journey and the reader's gift. Because now I want to share something personal, as someone that has taken her time to really get into the rabbit hole that is tarot reading and divination and spirituality. And of course, there is so much more that I need to learn as well. But something that I have perceived and seen is that I dedicate my energy and my time into every reading I do, and I try to make it as best as I can. And I am also just a human being, so if I'm unable to convey the messages clearly, is because I am a human and I'm just a vessel to share the message from the divine. So I can make mistake, especially when I'm doing readings for free, like here on my YouTube channel, my long videos, my shorts, on TikTok and on Instagram, whenever, or on my Ko-Fi page. I dedicate time and energy to those readings. Now, it feels hurtful when I give so much of myself, my energy, to someone that receives a reading from me, and they then immediately go search for another reader to ask the same thing, without giving the message time to settle in, to reflect upon. Like, I am human. Every tarot reader, every other reader that uses a divination tool is human, and we understand that people will want to get second opinions, especially if you got a reading from a beginner. But it is a little bit discouraging, and maybe I am speaking not only on my behalf, but maybe also on others that do readings and have seen other people dismiss their work and treated my work and their work as something that is disposable instead of something that is sacred, because we readers are connecting with your energy, and not only are we connecting with each other, but also connecting with the divine spirit, with our spirit guides. And so it can be really discouraging to see someone think, what they done is not worth my time. I go search for someone else after we have dedicated hours. Because if you are someone that has watched my videos since the beginning, you have seen that I tend to talk a lot, and that there are pick a card readings that go over 4 hours long. It's because I have dedicated a lot of my time to do those readings, and it takes time to prepare for them, to record them. Then I have to clean up everything again and put away. This takes time. It takes time to edit my videos, to upload it, to make the description and everything. So I'm dedicating a lot of time for one video. And now I have someone that is searching for guidance, watches the video of mine and disregards it immediately, and is searching for a second opinion, which is alright, but all the time and dedication that I have given for free is mistreated. And this can also be on some other readings that I do for free. Like, for example, I have done collective readings on my Ko-Fi page. So I take time to read the cards. I type all the information that come to me, and it takes time to write everything down as well. And someone just disregards it because they don't like it, or it's not what they wanted to hear. And now, from a different perspective as well, from your spirit guides, from the universe. Now imagine how the universe will feel after you receive the reading. Because I, and maybe some other readers, we connect to spirit, we connect to the universe. And divination comes from divinare. And you have the word divine there. So what we are doing is working with the divine to deliver those messages. So the divine is the one that is making so that you will receive the right cards. The divine is helping the reader get the message across. If it is through intuition, psychic abilities, or using the reader as a vessel to speak through them to get you the information, then you have asked the question and they have given you the answer, but you go and search to someone else to ask the same question again. like, imagine you being a teacher and then there comes a child and ask a question about one of the exercises and you explain it. They have received the information you've given. They go back to the place, but right after they stand up again and go to one of their friends and ask them about the exercise, even though you have explained to them how they can get to the answer, but they have not shown appreciation for what they have received, and also what it can give the impression on to the divine and the universe if you ask the same questions again and again in a short time frame, is that you are obsessing over this topic, and what it shows to them is that you may not be ready to receive what you have asked. Now, let's say, for example, you have asked about when you're who is your next romantic partner and how you will find them, and you have obsessed over this and ask multiple people the same question again and again. The divine and the universe will see that you are obsessing over this topic so much that it may not be healthy anymore, and so they will delay, because divine timing, they have the timing in their hands. They will be able to delay what you want, because they see that you are not ready, because you are obsessing over it. So what I ask you is for you to trust in yourself and the universe that everything will work out, but you need to take the time to reflect upon the messages that you receive. So this is my way of asking you not to ask the same questions in a short time span. And I hope that maybe with what I have talked to you, are able to see something from a different perspective. And maybe it was of help as well, that maybe you've gained now clarity why you are always left confused about readings if you have done this, because don't worry about it. I have done this myself when I was a beginner, when I was getting to know tarot and watching pick a card readings on YouTube. I would also watch multiple readings about the same topic, and I too was confused. Now I've learned from my lessons, and I hope that what I have learned from my lessons is something that you don't have to go through yourself. That now that you have received all the information that I have and I've learned through, you are able to not go through what I've went through, that you leave yourself and the message some time to unfold, to really show you that it will happen if you trust in yourself and the universe and the message that you have received. So yeah, thank you for listening to me and for watching my video. I hope that it was of help, and I hope that you have a wonderful time, and I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye bye.